All right, I went 1 of 2 today for a total of 683, 342 each account. I'm not sure why it says 3 trades. I only took 2, but as you can see, the starting balance for this one is $100 away from the starting balance, and this one is about 250 away. I have almost the max amount of drawdown that you would start with normally. This one is a little bit under the weather. All right, and now let's get into what I took. Just going into the day, all 4 assets traded into this daily gap, which is pretty nice. We had a big gap over the weekend. Nothing on the 6 hour or the 4 hour really. Right, but I guess we'll come back here. But what I saw was, at the time, YM was like all the way down here. All right, so I thought there's probably some kind of S&P with like the fill of the gap itself. Not really, but all right. So what I wanted to see was YM come into this fair value gap, right, and make SMT with this high the NQ was currently heading for, expanding towards. R2I already took it, but I was looking at NQ, and that would give me a advanced premium discount to short this into a new low of day. But what happened was we came into the open up here in a pretty good spot still. NQ had just taken it in that same candle, so I wanted a reversal really quick because right now this is a universal model because we're not, well, not really technically because it's not SMT with the gap or in the gap, but just with these highs, right? Some decent continuation opportunity, right? Because we didn't even take out Asia lows, even though it's not really a significant low, just session wise, right? Just equal lows. So that's what I wanted to see. But then you see what happened the first like couple minutes into the open. All of them expanded higher, and YM actually ended up filling this 1 hour gap. So it's definitely not advanced premium discount anymore with how deep it retraced into this range. So I was being kind of cautious, but we ended up getting this 1 minute change of state delivery, which I entered on with a limit order. Right, I saw it forming, so I started marking out, getting ready to enter the trade. Right, I could have market entered, but I didn't because I guess maybe because I wasn't ready. I didn't know the contract sizing, so I set a limit. But if you look at this difference between here and here with 6 contracts, it's pretty much the same. But it ended up making a 1 minute gap, and it did come back and trigger me. Right here. And it kind of just moved around for a little bit. All right, looking for, I don't know where the low is. Yeah, all over here. I feel it might have been a little bit better, or just I had a smaller stop loss, but all right. I was looking for something like that. And what happened was, wanted to make this SMT fill with NQ, but I would never long that just because I'm not bullish, right? We just had failure swings over here. And then what happened next was, I didn't really want to have it marked out already, but I guess it's fine. So now this is the 930 candle low. And on NQ, this is the low. And when 945 opens up, we take it out. Whereas before that, we did not take out this fair value gap, right? So this is a 2-stage SMT and a string switch. I think it was this one maybe. It's at 9 o'clock though. No, it's 9:15. Yep. So it's valid still. Even if we did break this low, right? Just the new candlesticks, right? It's a 2-stage. We have the roof pattern. And like I said, I didn't really care because I didn't see this out, to be honest, but I just didn't care about this SMT fill because I was still bearish anyways. So it's like if we come and take this low out first, that's expected because I want us to take this low out, then keep on going to this draw. But it ended up stopping me out. Right, we kind of pumped for no reason. We have this CSD here, which obviously I didn't get in. Right, so here, come back, check out this high. I wanted us to reverse off of that, but it didn't. It kept on going, and it eventually did stop me out with this candle. Right, so that's the first trade done. That's I think it was like minus maybe slightly over 300. You can see the executions over, oh, it's another replay. Over here, right? Got in, then this gap, got taken out right here. Right, and then what happened was, you can see I got in here when it came back, and that was because I finally did notice that two-stage SMT, right? Right, so this two-stage SMT, and it's obviously expanding, so I'm assuming that we are going to trade higher. I'm thinking this is going to be the true direction of the day, as got faked out with this basically initial move down. The decoupling kind of just messed with me. So now I'm targeting this high while kind of letting NQ do its thing. It doesn't really matter, it's going to keep on trading higher. Right, and then this is the SMT break, so the closest target. So that's what I'm looking for. And it was pretty simple. It was kind of a, I mean, I felt like it was a chase personally. On the 1 minute, I just used, this gap right here. So that was where I got stopped out. Then I entered at 8.19. So yeah, basically just this fair value gap, the first, or technically the second one, but right, kind of close to the CSD. I did leave this. This is a scary ass retracement, honestly, this big candle, but I just stayed in it. Then we came here. So my total TP is 2.25 R. We missed it by 0.06 R. And then we came back, almost to my break even. Had an SMT fill with a, this is a 15-minute gap on NQ, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so the 10 o'clock low. We never took it out on YM because we did make a bigger wick and then close away from it, whereas obviously NQ was a small candle, but there's like no wick, so we opened up right next to it. Had that, it was another strength switch pretty much, right? So this is a strength switch, this is also technically one. And then we did eventually, I used a 3-minute eventually to make it look better, but we did eventually hit it up here, which, yeah, so you see, yeah, I out here, set the limit, got filled here. And then, yeah, even I said, yep, scary ass V shape and maybe a chase. The market is clearly showing its direction, right? Which you would assume so. Shit. Right. Showing its direction. Now I'd assume unless that's going to go higher, unless we edge this too, which, like we edged the lows earlier, which at that point, it's basically getting chopped up in a seek and destroy. And yeah, this trade lasted about an hour or so. And same thing I showed you already. And it did eventually end up hitting here. I think my management was, after we made this low and then started to trade up maybe around here, when this closed over, I moved my stop here. And then when there's some big spike out of nowhere, I don't know if it was news or just the market. Then we close over, move my stop here. So not really mitigating much, just so it's not like a break even that would end up being a loss actually. And then after this, we just came up. And that was pretty much the trade. So yeah, like I said, this is 2.2 R, and overall for the day, it was 1.2. Right, I have not journaled this first one, but right, you can see that here. I don't know where the third trade came from. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Oh, I must have. I don't know what the hell happened, but yeah, that's the trade for the day. I want it to be like a live execution channel, but the videos get too long, so I'm just gonna do something like this where just normal trade recaps, but just showing the updates to my prop accounts at the same time. All right, and then something I missed. We actually did have a strength switch at these lows. So the 7 o'clock low was never taken out on YM, right? It's by about 2 ticks. While on NQ, we did take it out, so that is technically a strength switch, but still either way, I don't think it was that bad to be bearish because just look at the profile. It does look like a perfect New York short, like a slow grind up, right? We come down, the big displacement candle, really close to these lows. And then general, I just probably wouldn't want to long this anyways, especially because we already like did fill the gap a little bit. It's not like one of them like never came up into this initial gap. But yeah, that's just how it is. Sometimes decoupling messes me up. Like last Friday, I still have issues with it. But I should have known, to be honest, just because YM was the only bearish looking one. Like it's like, you know, it's gonna lie. So like I knew that it was probably gonna like make an SMT here and then go higher, but I didn't expect it to not take out these lows at all. So that's just on me, but it was not the worst idea ever. But when it started coming up all the way back up here, then you definitely should have known. Like was it in like the first 2 minutes open really? Like by this time it was all the way up here. Or wait, was it even? Oh. I mean, when it came up here, it's kind of like you should probably guess, to be honest, especially because the advanced premium discount doesn't even apply, but it is what it is. For those of you that are just like normal ICT traders that don't even use YM, it's probably like, you're like, this is why you're like, oh, this is why I don't use it because it's so decoupled. But you know, it's just kind of a give and take because sometimes the only good trade is on YM if NQ and ES are kind of just bullshitting, so it just is what it is. But yeah, I still have issues with it. I'll get better over time, but yeah, I mean, I don't think it was that bad of a shot. The profile also supports it. The low day is 1800 with, I don't think, any SMT. Yeah. Low day is 1800. We just make this slow grind up. It's not any displacement really. And then, yeah, we come down. Big displacement. I mean, the move up was like a couple 15-minute gaps. But like, look how small these candles are compared to these. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the recap. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. We have 8:30 news, so I'll be up a little bit early for that. Hopefully I can get a clean positional entry, but we'll see.